Listen, thank you guys for laughing with me. Are we all coming up now?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Being shy. I should have known when you wasn't cussing as much as you usually do that somebody was here. He gonna talk about all the stuff he really did. Remember that coke habit you was talking about before? Like.
She's heard me say way worse stuff than what I talked about tonight. I doubt anything I said phased her. My mom came to my first set ever, and I have it still recorded. I have every set I've ever done recorded, and I listened back to it, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't believe me. Just let it go.
Yeah, I've only had my mom come to one, actually not even one of my shows. It was an open mic that I was doing. And the sucky part about when your parents come is like when you're not doing the show. You always have the shows that are like filled out, and then you have the shows that like maybe 3 people showed up, and your parents always show up to the one where 3 people show up, and you're like, I'm chasing my dreams. I'm trying to do something here, Ma. She's like, you sure are, buddy. You sure are, and they gotta support you.
I had a like a decently like moderately good sized show once, and I was feeling good about the performance. So I was like, oh yeah, I did like pretty. I killed it tonight. And then my mom, after my set, she's like, you were looking a little thick up there. I'm like, God damn it. Like, and where? Like my stomach or my butt? She's like, everywhere, honey. And I'm like, damn, dude. I lost like 15 pounds that summer.
I don't know. I don't have nothing to add to that. My parents ever come to my shows. Like, they love me, and pretty boring. I don't have nothing. He's been very supportive, and whether it's 3 or 300.
I'm just gonna expose my mom. She's called me dirty in front of my friends before. I'm like, damn, she's ruthless. Black mom.
And now you get revenge. And now you're like, finally, a time for all those times you called me dirty in front of my friends.
It was only one time, but I remember it.
Why was it? Does he not shower all the time? I just want to know why you would call it dirty. It has to be something. When parents call you that, there's a reason. And then I don't know if y'all was ever like, do you remember like maybe being 10, 11 years old, you would fake showers? Did anybody used to fake showers?
No.
No? Like, I don't even know why I used to do it. I used to go in there, turn the shower on, and I would just be chilling in the bathroom for about like 10, 15 minutes, then I would like wet my face and go out. I mean, I was 10. I don't know, like, no? Oh, okay. I mean, I heard people do that.
I used to fake flush the toilet because I was afraid of the sound. So I would just stay in there for a really long time and like turn the faucet on to be like, yeah, I finished already. That's why the faucet's on.
Why were you afraid of the toilet? Why were you afraid of the flush noise?
See, I have this whole thing with the bathroom in general when I was a kid. Because you know in horror movies... No. I just look dirty, okay? Like mirrors in the bathroom and like the sound of like the toilet and like the bathtub too, and just like, you know when the steam covers the mirror and you can't like see anything, so you're just like, what's in there? You ever seen those videos when you're like looking in a mirror and then like you look away but your reflection's like looking back at you, like kind of funny? I was always afraid of that as a kid, so like, yeah, I was dirty.
So at what age did you stop sleeping with your mom?
Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead. Oh yeah. I'm notorious for peeing in the bed when other people are in there. I peed on my dad, my brothers before. I was a loose cannon, dude. I couldn't.
Up to how old?
No.
When did that second Batman movie, Christopher Nolan? You know what I'm talking about? The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah. We were walking at home, and it was my dad and my brother on the couch, and then we all just fell asleep on the couch, and we woke up, and the couch was awfully wet.
Okay, so you were definitely like in your late teens then. Why do you have a problem holding your pee or go to the bathroom?
I meant the first one. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was definitely like real young.
Okay, still a problem though. Like that's not really a good break of it. But I think the last time, I don't know, last time I peed the bed, I know it's a problem because I definitely have the childhood trauma of it. Like I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, oh, that's scary. Like I remember because, I don't know, did you guys get spankings for wetting the bed? Like I got in trouble when I wet the bed. Did you guys get in trouble for wetting the bed? Or was everybody like, we understand, we'll figure it out together, family?
I just got pity, which was like a little bit worse.
Okay, so yeah, I definitely got abused. I was like, oh no, and then they'd be like, what did we tell you about wetting the bed? And I'm like, I'll never do it again, and then I didn't. Which, I don't know, on some level, I'm like, that sucks, but on another level, I stopped doing it before you, so whoopings work is what I'm saying. I think everybody's trying to turn their back on spankings when they do their job.
I definitely did have a problem with like my faculties when I was growing up. Because like, I don't know if you remember this, Mom, but at some point, this was like, okay, you know when you're a kid and you do something that's going to get you in trouble, so you're like trying to like hide it a little bit? So I remember this like very vividly. I was watching TV and I let go of a little fart. The little fart had a little +1 that came with him. But it was like a messy +1. It was like a +1 that you're going to be disappointed that he actually came. And so like I'm like, oh no, I did this. And it's like, those underwear were just ruined. You had to throw them away. But I threw them away in the closet. And in the closet underneath a bunch of other clothes. And I forgot about it. And so like months go by. I want to say I graduated into the next grade. And she found him. I don't really remember what happened when she found him. I just remember being like, I remember that was my face. Just,
oh my God. Do you remember finding him? Now we know old dirty boy over here. Now, I didn't have a peeing in the bed problem, but I did almost recently. I was having one of those dreams where, you know, you're peeing in your dream. And I was like peeing, and then I woke up like, oh, shit, I gotta go. I pushed my baby off me. I was like, ah. And I went to the bathroom. That was like the closest. That was crazy. It was like dope. That dream was good, but it was just like, I was like, I'm peeing a little too, like you kind of know in the back of your head, like, I'm peeing a little too good in this dream right now. Well, hey, you wake up like, oh, gotta go. I was 3 seconds away from just, I don't know what I would have did, because my wife was laying in the bed, my daughter was in the bed. I don't know. I probably would have just blamed my daughter. I probably would have just blamed my daughter. I was like, oh, it's leaking through the pull-ups. This is crazy.
I was gonna ask, again, being a girl dad, are you, because you're living a terrifying experience for me. Like being a girl dad seems like the scariest thing because you know the dangers of the world. Do you feel fear about your daughter? Are you chilling? Like, where do you fall on the world and your daughter?
Before he answers, I just want to say you're definitely gonna have a daughter. The amount of time, you know, because it's like that thing where it's like, if you fool around with a bunch of girls, you're gonna have a daughter. It's like payback. You don't fool around, but I know you. I know you're in these streets. You dirty boy. You're gonna be a girl dad.
Nah, I don't know. Man, I love being a girl dad. I can't think of no, I mean, you know, like nothing more than like the regular worries you have of being a parent. Like now I kind of understand like some of my parents when they would worry about stuff like, you know, want to know where I'm at and all that kind of stuff. Now I kind of understand that a little bit more. Now if I go back, I'd be like, hey, stop. I wouldn't probably tell them, leave me alone. Like, why do I have to tell you where I'm at all the time? You know, you always, I don't know. Did you ever have that one house you would go over, like at one friend's house where you could just do anything, so that's where you would go to hang out because their parents were cool?
No, yes. Like I had a place like that, but I was such a goody two shoes that I never used it like that. My friend Kevin's house was like that. Kevin was a white kid, obviously, and Kevin was that experience that we all have. We've all been there, fellow black men, where you go to your white friend's house and they treat their parents with no respect in a way that like you're terrified for them, but then they never get a consequence for, and you're like, that's possible? You're not dead? Like Like, Kevin talked real mad to his parents. Like, you would think Kevin paid the bills at his house. It was wild. He was like, "Where's my potato chips?" Calling them by their first names. I was like, this is insane. There was one time one of my white friends, Doyle, also obviously a white friend, Doyle Roach, which is just a rough name for a high schooler. But I remember one time he was in the car with me and we were goofing off. My mom said something to me and then Doyle said something to my mom. I don't remember what Doyle said to my mom, but she was like, "Get your friend before he gets you killed." And I was like, "Hey, yo, man, this ain't a game. You gonna leave eventually. And she ain't gonna be cool when you gone. She can't put her hands on you because she can do anything to me." And so that was my experience with a safe house. But I never really used it because again, my mom's chill except for when I like didn't do a dish or like I didn't get good grades. But that was obviously, I was the type of kid that like, this is gonna sound like a weird flex. I was the type of kid that like I'm naturally smart in that I know the loopholes to the education system. You know how like you don't have to be smart for American education? Like you can just kind of memorize stuff and then regurgitate it and then erase and then memorize and then regurgitate and erase and walk away with no new information out of every class you ever take and then have A's and B's. That was my life. And once you learn that cheat code, you don't care. And so, like, if I ever got anything lower than a B, it's because I didn't care, which is rare.
So, number one, I didn't have those white friends that disrespected those parents because the white friends I grew up around were ghetto. So, they also got beat a healthy amount. Like the Casablanca whites, you know what I'm saying? Like the people who have the Riverside Bell on the back of their head, who calls everyone food for some reason. Like the white who's like kind of, like you're like, you could be a Mexican dude that's just a little light. And second of all, I had the place where you can just go to where the house was just more chill, and I abused it. I at some point I didn't go home for like a week and a half. My mom was just like, "Are you alive?" And I sent a picture just like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "All right, cool." My mom was pretty cool.
Now we know where you were during 6th period. Zero said that. Clearly, Zero, you didn't take any AP classes. Oh, it's easy. Nah, I'm just messing with you. I don't know. Oh, what was it? Oh, the safe house? Yeah, I had like a friend's safe house. Oh, you was talking about like when a kid talk back to their parents and stuff. Yeah, it does make you uncomfortable when you don't talk back to your parents. Because I remember telling my friend, his parents was like, "Oh, did you, can you go do," they asked him to go do something. They was like, "Can you go do this?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "That's yes, sir." Like, know how you talk to your parents, but I gotta go home because you're making me feel awkward.
Okay, weird question, because I think I noticed something between the three of us. My mom and dad were never together. Like they hooked up in college, had me by accident somewhere in there, broke up boyfriend girlfriend. So by the time I was born, they never knew each other like that. And I'm happy because knowing them as individuals, that never would have worked. What are your parents, like your biologicals? Are these both your biologicals? No, okay. What was their relation to your life? Like, how long were they together in your life?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think because you guys got divorced when I was like 2 years old, right? I don't remember. I only have one memory of my parents even in the same room together, and it was weird. It was awkward. It was like someone's blood was being drawn. It was like a mini party, and it just felt like, I don't know, it just felt wrong. Like an uncanny valley type situation.
Like, okay, so, yeah, you don't know your parents together. I don't know my parents together. But Jerome, your parents are together. Okay, what was it like growing up with both your parents?
It was the only thing I didn't like is you get double the whoopings. That's all. The people don't tell you that. When you got both your parents, you get double the whoopings. I did used to talk a lot in class. Surprise! But I remember one time they called home. I got in trouble. My mom whooped me because my mom would get home from work first. And then she told my dad. And then my dad, when he got home from work, he was about to whoop me, and I was like, Mom already got me. Like, Mom, like a crystal clear, we're good. And he still whooped me. So people don't talk about the double punishment you get. So, yeah. I knew that wasn't your dad, by the way, because when she was talking about dirt, he was like, ain't no boy, he had that look like no boy in mine would be that dirt. Nah. But yeah, no, it's dope having both parents. I don't know what to add to that. So you just grew up with both of you guys with your moms. Wow, how stereotypical this is. Let me guess, your dad was on drugs? No, just kidding.
My dad was a manager at Verizon, so we were, and also no one talks about like, when your parents are divorced, they're like, oh, you also get like 2 Christmases and 2 birthdays. And no one tells you that one of those birthdays and Christmases is going to be a little bit more sad than the others. And it's usually the dad's like Christmas that's going to be sadder, because your mom's like, I got you the new Wii, I got you some new video games. And my dad's like, I got you this plastic lightsaber that doesn't come out. It's like, all right, thanks, man, I appreciate it. Everything, it takes way too long to get repaired or done. I broke my DS and it got like replaced 4 years later. I already had a PS4 at that point.
Okay, well, now it's time for embarrassing Jonathan in front of his mom. Worst sexual experience, Jonathan?
For the experience, do I have to be the one like having the sex?
No, what?
No?
What? Tell both, cause now.
No. I have an experience, but I don't know.
If it's bad, then yes.
No, I don't even think it's that bad.
Well, I'm saying worse. What's your
But I'm just saying I wasn't the one having sex in this scenario.
Tell the story. Just tell it. Whatever it
All right. Mom, baby, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for this. This is not. It's not explicit. It's not explicit. I don't think. I'm trying to remember the details.
It's okay if it was a finger in the booty thing. Don't even worry about nobody's judging you.
No, it was a type of situation where I was talking to this girl, and then she was like, "Oh, you should come over at some point." And I was like, "Okay, I don't have a car, so I'm gonna need my friend to drive me." And long story short, it was supposed to be me with this girl, my ride with her friend. It was gonna be cool. We get there, gonna smoke weed before we go up there, and I didn't smoke weed at this point, but I was just like, yeah, sure, I'm a pro at this. And so she packs up this bong, and a bong hits to an uninitiated weed smoker is like, it's basically crack at that point. You're just doing straight crack. And so I take like generous hits. I'm like, cause I'm trying to show that I'm like a man. I'm like tough. I'm the alpha in the situation. I'm taking hits, and I don't know where I am after like 4. We go back to their place, and they also have a cat, and I'm allergic to cats that are not mine. And so I'm like, can I have a Benadryl, please? And so they're like, okay. They give me a Benadryl. I pass out on the floor. My friend hooks up with the girl I'm supposed to hook up with and the other girl. And I'm laying on the ground in the living room and I'm hearing everything. But I'm kind of just happy for him because I'm just like, you know what? The job's getting done. It's not even like a bad experience. It's just like, I took a loss, but he won. So it was cool.
It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Guys, okay, an eye for an eye. I would not ask you to do something without personally doing one myself.
Just a little light switch.
Don't you worry, I got it. Okay, my worst experience. My worst experience was, all right, so a little about me without going too far into me. As you fellas know, I'm doing the abstinence thing. I'm doing the wait until marriage for sex. So my worst experience was more dry humpy. I matched with this girl on Tinder. She comes over. We have a good time. We hit it off. Here's a weird thing about my dating life. Train. Give it up for public transit. It's gonna get better eventually, you guys. Vote for your representatives so we can get around. All right. I was hoping it would go by faster so then I could get to my story. Okay, I'll push through. So, here's what happened. We matched on Tinder. She comes over. I told the roommate she was coming, so they leave, right? So it's just us. We're watching something I don't even remember, and we're having a good enough connection that I'm like, let's take this back to my room. We go back to my room. We start making out. When we do things and we're having fun, we start getting into the dry hump thing, and I do what normal men do, but without insertion. So I finished rather fast, and after I was done, I tried to do that thing where you push through like it didn't happen. Like you're like, oh, this is fine. I'm still technically hard. Like you try to keep going even though your pants off. So and she's like, do you wanna go fix yourself? I was like, you're right. And so I get up, but this is where it gets cringy. I get up and I throw out a bro fist. I'm like, eh? And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you're right. You're right. like I was expected to get a dap up. Like, good job when nothing happened.
Bro, you are so evil and selfish sometimes, Zero, I swear to God, because, okay, let me tell you a little bit about Zero. Back in my single days, when I wanted to party, I would go out with Zero sometimes just to go party. And Zero pulls. He's the no sex thing might throw you off, but this motherfucker is like a what are the, I don't know. He's a guy. He can do it. But the thing about it is that he gets girls in the mood. He wines them and dines them. He gets them all hot and heavy, down to the very last moment, and then he's like, "Go home. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done with you. You're evil."
It looks better than it is. Like it's my game. My game could best be described as like really good foreplay, which is really sad for them because it's like I'm really good to the point where you're like, all right, it took a lot, but you convinced me. I'm down to have sex with a stranger. And then we get back to my place and I'm like, we're not having sex though. And you're like, why did I come to this stranger's house? And I'm like, that's fair. I just wanted to make out, but this is what it takes to get you to make out with me, is I gotta go all the way and then pull it back. But girls are nice. They're nice, and it doesn't happen as often as it looks like it happens. A lot of time, you get like almost there, and then the world will happen to you, and she gets distracted and something. Like there was a time I was heading back, we were heading to a car, and then a fight broke out that didn't involve either of us, and she was like, that's interesting, and then I lost her. And then I don't know what happened. She disappeared into the night, and I was like, I could have sworn we were locked in, and it was a done deal. But you know, que sera, sera.
Let me tell you how Zero pulls real quick. So I tell this story every single time I see him, but you guys are new, so you guys haven't heard it yet. Zero will dance in the middle of a dance floor of an empty club for 30 to 40 minutes by himself. I shit you not. I swear to God, I've seen him dance by himself for almost an hour before. And so he's dancing by himself, literally just for himself. And then a random girl would just pop up and be like, oh, he looks fun, let me go dance with him. And so they start dancing. This one time, Zero's dancing with this girl, and he's making soup. Zero's making soup. He's like, He's putting ingredients in the soup. And this girl's like, she's about to start like trying to grind up onto Zero, but Zero's like, one moment. He just keeps on stirring this fake soup. He's stirring the soup, and he's like, okay, we're good. And then they actually start dancing. And I'm like, this evil, selfish motherfucker.
It's just more fun. Like, it's I don't know what to tell you. Like, girls are awesome. I love them. Kissing on them is nice. They're funny and they make you feel cool. But, like, there's something to making soup, man. It's when you can put a goofy smile on. Okay, here's how I put it. You know how I think you were talking about this. The way like you're like when as a guy you're not bringing much to the table, and so you like brag about the different stuff like putting up the TV and washing a dish. It's that thing where like, how do I put it? It's the thing you said about living with somebody and you learn that they have all these dirty things. I am that guy. Like, I'm the bachelor that throws my stuff on the floor and, like, I see some dust, so I'll sweep it into a corner instead of putting it on the dustpan and throwing it away. Like, that's the life I live right now, and it's so awesome. It's so fun to not have somebody in your ear being like, hey, you need to do this. Hey, did you do that? Hey, I told you to do this. And then it's just you get to be, you know? Like, I know you guys are both taken, but like, it's I want to be both of you so bad, but I also love what I am. Like, I love that I don't have to deal with what both of you have to deal with. But go ahead.
Zero's kind of the guy you want your daughter to bring home.
No, I don't. Anybody but a guy like this. Oh my God. Zero's gonna lose his mind once he has sex. He's gonna be. I feel like he's gonna disappear for like 6 months. He's gonna come out. Why didn't nobody tell me this was so great? Like what? Zero. So there's a lot of questions here. So abstinence. So meaning you've never had sex before? Okay. What does it pertain up to? Like what can you do? What do you do? I see you have a beard, so I'm just wondering.
So this is a classic question that you get when you do abstinence. It's always, well, what do you do then? Everything else. Like, you know how, okay, ladies, back me up here. This is how I feel. I don't know what your experience is, but this is how I feel. You know how dudes are like trying to cut to the chase? Like they start hooking up with you, it's like, we've made out enough, bend over. Like that's, like they're trying to get inside you as fast as possible. I'm all of the stuff before that. I'm all foreplay. So it's making out, boob sucking, and a lot of rubbing you downstairs. Like those are my mood. I love, and I kiss in places that dudes don't bother with. Like the freaking, like they make out with you on your neck and your mouth, but they don't mess with your ear. They don't mess with your lower back. They don't touch on your stomach except when it's a special day or you told them to. And it's crazy to me because I appreciate, at the same time that I'm ranting like I'm mad, I'm actually very appreciative of most dudes not putting in the work, because if they did, I wouldn't have a chance. But the fact that they do no foreplay makes me look like a god. It's insane. You know, it's that thing that, I don't know if you guys have experienced this. You ever be nice to a girl that you're dating and you get sad for her history? Where you're like, you like did the tiniest thing and she's like, you're so sweet. And you're like, has a guy never liked you? Like, it's crazy. Sorry, go ahead.
I feel like you're trying to convince everybody this is a great thing. It's no, join my cult. We don't have sex. Like, no, Zero. He's kissing armpits. What the hell are you doing, Zero? This is.
Until you try it.
You know, guy just bends you over, Zero. No one. It's only in the movies do they knock everything off the table and just. I have to have you in right now. Zero, you're gonna lose your mind. That's all I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna lose your mind. Just even the tip in, and you're gonna be a whole new person. It's gonna be a whole new world for Zero. You will no longer want the armpits. And I just see Zero now. Now, give me your nose, girl. No one ever messes with your nose. So glad these guys leave your nose alone. Then 6 months after.
Here's the thing. I know you're right to an extent, like to an extent, because it's the only way, again, I'm not going to go into the incel part of my rants, but it's the only way that the dynamic works between us is sex has to be so good. Like it has to be for every dude to be like, yeah, abuse me. Like the things that women do in general that just get passed off as like, I can take it because I'm a dude. Like, we don't have feelings. It's like the wild things that your girls can do and say to you that like you just take because it's like, well, if I don't, she won't have sex with me. I'm like, you addicts, get some standards. Go ahead.
Clearly, you never hung around guys like me. You hanging around guys who just letting women do whatever they want to them and talk to them however. Is that what you said? Yeah, no. That does happen. I've seen it. I have a friend who's like that. And I can't even hang out with him. I'm like, dude, I don't want you rubbing off on me. I'm not. My wife would never talk to me like that. Like, what, are you serious? At least not in front of company. Like, she could talk to me however when everybody's... That's my whole thing. Just don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Make it look like I'm running this house. Well, as soon as everybody leaves, I'm like, okay, you can speak to me however you want to speak to me. Zero, so, this is interesting. We haven't talked about this in a while. Does this include oral sex? Because I know you mentioned the foreplay. I don't know what foreplay might just be neck kissing to Zero. I don't know.
I just want everyone to know this is how this goes every single time. We talk about the random bullshit. We talk about you're a teacher, you have a beard, I'm dirty, but then we always circle back around to Zero's virginity and him acting like it actually rocks when it does not rock. You wear those sweaters unironically. You should try it. I tried it for 17 years. It did not rock.
Yeah, it doesn't start to rock until you're an adult. Like it starts to rock when you love yourself, but you're not there. It's okay. All right. No. What was your question? Oh, going down? Does that count? No. It gets dicey. I think about it a lot, and it's always a fight in me that when the opportunity arises, I really want to, but no. It's usually like, nah. I just like use my hands. And even then, it's outside rubbing, it's not inside. But, it's fine. Before we continue down this path, because, don't get me wrong, I'd love to talk about my abstinence all day. But I want to, back to embarrassing Jonathan. Guys, Jonathan, what's the worst drug you've done?
I'm sorry, before we answer this, I just got a couple more things for Zero. I just can't wait to see Zero stressed out when whatever girl he hooks up with and her period's late, and he's just like, oh my God, I don't know. His whole comedy's gonna change. It's gonna have a whole new comedy style. Lose my number, girl. I don't want not to play.
Zero's gonna be like one of those kids who's like, he kissed a girl, he's like, she's pregnant now. She's pregnant. I fucked up.
That's not inaccurate. There was definitely a time that I came in my pants and her pants got wet, and I was like, oh no, is semen strong enough to get through my underwear, my pants, her underwear, and inside? I don't know. And I was concerned for a little bit, but then we Googled it and got over it. So, things you don't have to worry about after you've done that.
All right, this is gross now. Let's fucking, I don't want to talk about Zero's. All right.
And then we're done. So you came in your pants, got her pants wet. I'm gonna say if you came through your pants and got her pants wet, your sperm might have been strong enough to. So you guys are both panicking. So she's like, oh my God. You're like, oh my God, I don't know. Oh my God. And then you guys sat down. Was it on the phone or where did you guys Google? The computer? Did y'all go to the computer? Like, oh my God, if I come in my pants. ... And it gets on her pants. How far along is she? All right, I'm done with it. I'm gonna let him. You asked him what drugs does he do? What's his hardest drug? Oh, we all know what that is. Coke.
Yeah, no, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, because when in Vegas, you hang around certain types of people, and so you someone brings out a little dime baggie, and you've already been drinking, so you're just like, when in Vegas, and it was not fun. It was not that fun. It was just coffee. You know what the drip is? You guys know what the drip is? Is when you do cocaine, and then because your nasal passages get numbed, your mucus just drips in the back of your throat. And it's awful, and it tastes bad. Don't do cocaine. But on the other note, I was not drunk anymore, and it cured my drunkenness. So if you ever need to get home in a bind, and you just have cocaine, you know.
Okay. What about you, sir, Mr. Good Teacher? What's your hardest drug or substance?
Probably Molly, but I was at a music festival, and it was great. I don't know what happened, but my experience was great. I was like, I want to do this all the time, but it's not good to show up to class on I'm just rubbing against the chalkboard. Oh my God, guys. Math.
I lied. It was not in it wasn't in Vegas. It was in the parking lot in front of a Denny's. And it was funny too, because like I had just met my current partner of 2 years at that point, and it was my first time doing cocaine, and I had to tell someone. So I go over to their house, and I'm like, all right, how do you feel about drugs? First of all, are you gonna judge me if I tell you something real quick? And I described my whole experience with the drug, and yeah, that was it. It was a fun Denny's trip, though. I tell you what, that two for $4 on cocaine is great.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've been to Denny's. Here's a weird thing. I don't know, again, huh? What about me with drugs? I mean, I don't have sex, so it's like, what drug? Oh, heroin. That's what I've been doing to get through.
I feel like Zero's one of those guys that Googled, can I get an STD from sitting on the public toilet?
I definitely put down the freaking paper. Like, I don't know if y'all nasty raw button public toilet seats, but I make sure to use that thing. Doesn't do anything but makes me feel better about myself. Piece of toilet covering. And then I take tissue and I make my own individual little things. It takes a little longer, but you know, it's worth it to not have AIDS.
You're so cute.
Thank you. I try. It's because my mom raised me with sugar. Okay. No, it's we're talking drugs. Yeah, no, at most I think I've maybe caught a second hand at a concert once, but like that's as bad as it's gotten for me. Even when I like turned 21 and could drink, I tried a couple of things. None of them were. Everything about alcohol so bums me out because it's like this doesn't taste good. Like everybody tells me it tastes good, and they keep trying to give me stuff that tastes good. And every time I can taste the alcohol, I'm like, why would I have this when I could just have a soda or like an orange drink? Like it doesn't make sense to me because I'm already weird. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to go soon, but I just wanted to say, isn't it funny? Like, just look how Zero, me, and Jerome are dressed, and you can really tell that our interests aligned with who we are. Like Jerome, he's got on a nice sweater, he's got on some Lacoste shoes, some nice gold chain. This man has sex. Zero, he's got on blue jeans, nameless shoes, a good attitude. That's what he has. Me, you know, I took a shower, you can tell.
And that's why I like the show, Jonathan, is because this is progression. We've all been here, and I will become him, and you will become me, and some kid will exist eventually that will have become you. Because I have all of your shirts. I have this outfit in my house. I just don't wear it as much anymore. Because every time I pull out a shirt that has words on it, I'm like, eh. And then I pick a shirt that's plain. But I'm gonna get to the days where I have enough money to look stylish. Like this texture is crazy. Like it feels better for me to touch, I feel like, than you to wear. Like how does this feel to wear?
Good. Ross. No. Alright, but before you go, do you have to go? Why? What time? 4 in the morning? Okay. I get up at 5, so I can understand that. Yeah. So Zero. You never tried drugs, no sex. What is the wildest thing you ever done? That's a non-sexual experience. We don't want to hear about dry humping anymore. All you're doing is what's some of the wildest things you ever done?
I mean, that's the thing. It all lines up across the board. So, like,
What is the wildest thing you ever done?
Wait, what was the question?
Wildest thing.
Wildest thing I've ever done? I'm really easy to get kidnapped. Like, I can get kidnapped really easily. Because Can you hear me? I wouldn't say it's like crazy, like, oh, you know, I had one wild night. It was just like a sequence of very stupid things. Because I would just get in random people's cars. Because someone would be like, you need a ride? And I'm like, yes, I do need a ride. I don't want to walk. And I just get in their car. This one time I was walking to the DMV to get my license to solve that problem. And then this guy was like, you want a job? And I'm like, yes. And then I got in his car, and then I got my first job. So, I mean, it's not like super like wild, but it is definitely like dumb and dangerous. And on that note, what kind of job? It was a door-to-door job where I sold solar panels. And I was the best one. I sold 3 panels. I got good money for that. I will have to leave, gentlemen. Thank you guys for the time and the attention. It means a lot. We'll be back next month.
guys, give it up for Jonathan Tynes. He's got to drive an hour out to Riverside. He's taking his family and his lady with him. But we appreciate him. He's the youngest of us. How much really got on this battery? Do you want to rock until the thing dies, or you want to call it since Jonathan's leaving? Okay, since it's just you and me. Yeah, that's true. Let's catch up. How have you been? What are you into?
By the way, you owe me $5. Remember, you said Jonathan would never have a girlfriend, and I told you. Oh my gosh. Zero does like to party. Zero loves the party. I've been out dancing with you a few times. Zero like to dance, sweat. People offer you free drinks, and you're like, nah, water. And I'm like, bro, get the free drink from me. What do you do? Actually, I don't drink either. Surprising. I actually don't drink. Not anymore, anyway. Just cause. There's no story behind it. I just if I'm out somewhere, I just don't go out as much. I just do comedy, go home, you know. So that's why. But if I was partying or doing something, I would probably 3 Long Islands in, and then I'm like, oh my God, I love you, you know.
Yeah, I figured it was being a bad thing. Like you're more settled down now. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for coming.
Also, speaking of drinking, this is crazy how like women have to worry about like covering their drinks like when they walk away. But I was out not too long ago, and we was hanging with a group of friends, and it was at this like lounge, and this ugly girl, she walked away and was like, "Can you watch my drink?" And I was like, "I don't think no one's think your drink is safe. If anything, someone's gonna drink it. I don't think no one's gonna put anything in it. Like, I think you could just like, please watch my drink." I was like, I think you're good.
It's also interesting that she asked a man to watch her drink and not another lady. It's like kind of asking the predator, you know? It's like, hey, can you make sure nobody creepy does anything? It's like, how do you know I'm not the creepy? Like, yeah, I would hate for you to take me home. Yeah, but yeah, I like to party. I enjoy it. It's a good time. That's the thing. You really rattled my brain. I'm really trying to think of like wildest thing I've done, but like all my wildest stories are connected sexually. Like they're always me trying to get at some girl and then something goes weird. But like that's most of my stuff because yeah, I don't get into many misadventures on my own. Except for I guess there was the one time I got snuck while I was out in Pomona. Like I was out in somebody like Jaegered me like while I wasn't looking. Like buff dude. It was crazy. It's wild because I look like this. Like I'm clearly not a threat to anybody. I was just talking to this one girl, and here's how dumb I am. The dude was standing at a distance. I was talking to the girl. The girl was kind of not feeling it. I was about to call it anyway. I was about to leave. But then he goes, "Hey man, you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing great, thanks." Like I thought he was checking in on me. Turns out that was a warning. Turns out that was saying, "Don't talk to my girl anymore." Because I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And then I kept talking to her. And next thing I knew, the world.
That's
Oh, that's it?
That's the show. The thing died. So thank you guys. This has been 3 Genz Comedy Show.
Thanks, Papa Lover. We can hear you. We can hear you from over here.
You can hear me? I mean, if you guys want to talk, we can. Again, I guess I'll just use this time to make the announcement. Technically, the show is physically over. We could still yell at them if you want to yell at them. We could just talk to normal people. I'll talk to normal people. But as far as the show is considered, it's over. Thank you for rocking with us. Those of you that rock with us, follow us on the socials. We are going to be doing this every first Thursday here. It's going to be me, Jonathan, and Jerome, if the world has it be that. Trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, if you liked it, throw a tip in the bag or hit us up on Zelle or something. Yeah, I think that's all I need to say. What did you want to talk about until the thing eventually gives out on us again?
Oh, whatever. I didn't really have nothing to add. I just can't wait for you to get into a serious relationship. That's all. I want you to get to that point in the relationship where you're driving in the car and you guys don't have nothing to talk about, so you're just naming stuff that you drive by. Like, oh, look, it's a Wendy's over there. Oh, wow. When they put a Home Depot over here?
I always got to do a lot of clarification. I have dated seriously before. Like, I've had a girlfriend for 2 years before. Like, we've been...
Sorry, sir, that was not seriously dating. Were you in 3rd grade? Like, what the fuck?
No, we were in college, thank you very much. And I graduated, and then she was a senior. And then we realized we shouldn't be together as a couple, and we should just be friends. And so now she's one of my best friends, and we talk. And it's cool, because I don't hate my exes like a lot of people do, because it's a whole to-do. Again, I'm not going to rant about it, but it is fascinating to me that people can go from like, freaking, I love you forever to I hate your soul. Like, you can't even be friends. Like, I'm like, my argument is, you should have been able to click with them as a person. Like just because they're not the love of your life doesn't mean you can't click. Now, to be fair, most of those end in cheating, because for some reason the only 2 standards relationships have at this point are like, don't hit me, don't cheat on me, don't abuse me verbally. And even that's got a lot of wiggle room to it. And it's weird. I don't know. It bothers me. So, you know, I think it's because I've been single for as long as I have that I'm very like, I would say my standards are not only high,